Hi there, I'm JC, and this is Dad Bod with JC. I'm going to be doing some exercises for 60 minutes a day. I started this about 35 days ago ish, where I wasn't before that. I wasn't really doing a whole lot of exercise. I wasn't feeling very fit. I wasn't feeling very healthy, and now after 30 something days, I'm feeling quite a bit better. I mean, I still want to lose some more weight, but I'm feeling a lot better. While I'm talking, I'll stretch my legs out. If you want to follow along and stretch your legs out, feel free. So yeah, I'm doing this for 60 minutes a day. Anyone who wants to follow along, feel free to follow along. I'm going to discuss all the things I'm doing. I'm going to, I'll talk all the way through it. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, just throw them on the comment. I'll throw them in the chat, and I'll see if I can answer as best I can. Other than that, if you can give me likes, follows, subscribes, I'd really appreciate it. Today, I'm just going to be doing stretching. So I have this thing. I was trying to do this 7 days a week. Apparently on the weekends, since I'm not working on the weekends, my regular job, on the weekends I go out and I'm playing tennis, bicycling, running, or whatever. And after I'm done with all that, it's usually way more than 60 minutes. So I don't have the energy to do another one of these 60-minute sessions. So I'm just going to keep them Monday through Friday and not worry about it on the weekends, because I'm getting quite a bit more exercise on the weekends than 60 minutes, typically on Saturday and Sunday. So Mondays and Fridays, I typically do the stretching, because other than the stretching, I do a little bit of stretching during the regular sessions, Tuesday through Thursday, but it's not enough, especially since I'm trying to lose weight. I gotta stretch my muscles. Whatever needs stretching. Yesterday I did legs, so today I'm going to stretch my legs and upper back. So today's upper back and leg stretches for the most part. I'll check the chats and get started with my workout. I don't see any chats, so I'll get started here in a second. I need a sip of water. I've been pretty active today. Getting errands run after work. So I'm a little out of breath already just to get started. But I'm going to start with some cat cows. 2 sets of 5 cat cows. So the first looks like 8 exercises I have planned for today are upper back stretches or back stretches. And then the last 7 are leg stretches. Let's see if I can get through my list today. I didn't quite get through my list like I wanted to yesterday, but every day is its own adventure. Okay, here we go. For cat cows, you want your wrists underneath the shoulders and your knees underneath your hips. And start with a cow. I like to start with a cow. So I bend my back down, bringing my belly towards the ground, holding for a second or two while I find my stretch there, and up for a cat. That's 1. I'm going to do 5 of these. Cow, cat 2, cow, cat 3, cow, cat 4, cow, cat 5, and that's done with the first set. So I'm going to shake it out a little bit. Shake out my wrists, shake out my legs a little bit, shake out my hips, loosen things up. This is all stretching. 60 minutes of stretching. I'd really recommend you following along, because stretching always makes me feel good. It's not exactly yoga. Some of these things might be yoga moves. Yeah, a couple of them look like yoga moves, but for the most part, they're just stretches. I mean, there's this one. Anyway, I'll get to it when I get to it. I might skip one of these yoga moves because I tried the other day and I failed miserably. And well, I don't mind failing. I mean, as long as I'm not failing with all of them, I don't mind failing with one of the exercises. I want to keep trying it until I get it right because I know last time I didn't even come close. All right, next set of cat-cows. 2 sets of cat-cows. So I already did one, doing another one. Wrists underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips, and cow. And cat for 1. Cow. And cat. And cow. And cat. 3. And cow. And cat for 4. And cow. And cat for 5. And that's it. That's it for the cat-cows. I like to start with the cat-cows. It does wake up my body a little bit. And it's pretty gentle. I try to get started with stuff that's not going to injure me. The first few days I started in the series, this is day 30 something, so I'm doing okay now. But the first 7 days, I injured myself like 3 times. It was bad. Like I was doing more than I could, and I didn't. I'm getting better at doing this, so it's good to just ease into it with some nice gentle stretches, and then get to the heavy, hard-hitting stuff a little later on after I've warmed up. This next exercise here is the child's pose. Doing 2 sets of that, just holding it for six counts, about 6 seconds. So for child's pose, most people know how to do this one. Just put your forearms in front of you. Your rear end kind of goes up in the sky. Your forehead goes between your forearms somewhere around your elbows, or somewhere in between your elbows and your hands, somewhere in there. And meanwhile, you want to press your rear end towards your ankles. So forehead is heading towards the ground, and rear end is pressing towards the ankles. Holding for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And back up. I'm going to shake that out a little bit. It stretches my back a little bit. Hopefully it hits you in the same spots. So being that it hits the back a little bit, I'm going to loosen the back in between sets because I'm going to do a second set of the child's pose here in a few seconds. 2 more breaths and I'm going to go back to the child's pose here. I'm feeling a lot more nimble. I'm trying to focus on my core. Typically on Wednesdays I do core work, and I was also doing it on Saturdays, but like I said, I'm doing a whole lot of outdoor exercises on the weekends. One of them happens to be tennis usually, and it's usually more than an hour. So with tennis, it's this and this and this. There's a good amount of core work, so I'm pretty satisfied that my core is being taken care of on the weekends. I just do the one thing of core work on the Wednesdays typically. You gotta customize your fitness schedule to whatever you need. This is Dad Bod with JC. I'm JC, so I'm going to customize it for me. Feel free to customize it for you. I encourage it to customize it for you, whatever your needs are. My needs right now are in my core. My legs, I've been exercising on and off a little bit. My legs felt good, my arms felt good, my core, and not as good. So that's what I'm customizing my workout for, core, here to here. Thanks for the likes. And so far it's actually working. Actually, I've been taking measurements once a week, and I was really surprised that I had lost the equivalent from the measurements I took. I'd lost the equivalent of 4 of these in fat by now. A little bit more than 4 of these actually. So I'm thinking to myself, I looked at my measurements and I was like, how is that even possible? So I went like this and like this and like, I have lost a little bit, but it's been everywhere. It's not just here. It's here, 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 all the way around, all through my legs. I've lost a little bit, right? And it turns out that if you add all those little bits out, it comes to about 4 of these things. These are 60 ounces of fluid, and I checked and rechecked my numbers, and I think they're good. I think I did lose 4 of those. Considering how much weight I've lost about 5 or 6 pounds. It's something else. And this is in 30 days. In 30 days, if you could lose this much, 4 of these worth of fat, I'm surprised. I thought I'd be losing more weight. I'm not quite there yet, but that much fat, I'm in. All right, here we go. Another set of child's pose. Here we go. Forehead to the ground, forearms extended forwards, rear end pushing to your ankles, holding for 6, feeling the stretch. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And done. Oh, I love those. Those are good. Okay. Next one up is a cross-body shoulder stretch. Cross-body shoulder stretch. Boy, I should really review these before I get started. I have no idea what... I mean, these are my notes. And apparently I did this a while back. And cross-body shoulder stretch. Oh, duh. Cross-body shoulder stretch. Okay, I remember now. Here's my... I'm going to stretch this arm first. I'm going to come across here with my shoulder, across my body. And I'm going to use my other arm to press it towards... I guess press this elbow towards this shoulder a bit. Nothing should hurt. It should just feel like it's a good stretch. And I'm going to hold this for 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12. Try to deepen your stretch. 10. Breathe into it. 8. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I appreciate all the likes if you're still on board. The likes are great to see coming through. I really, really like to see that. I really appreciate that. Anything positive, comments, likes, subscribes, follows, anything that works from your side, it's totally appreciated from here. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Other side, same deal. I start with my arm, shoulder up. I go nice and across, nice and slow. And I use my other arm to bring the shoulder over for a stretch. Holding for 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. All right, that was one set. I got a second set coming out. I'm going to take a sip of water and just get started on my second set. These are all stretches today for the 60 minutes. I'm already feeling way more relaxed now than I did at the beginning of it. I was doing errands before this, so, you know, errands kind of raise anxiety a little bit, or I don't know. Errands are errands. Stuff you feel like you need to do, right? And I'm a little pressed for time. I want to get back in time for my regularly scheduled Dad Bod with JC show. And here I am. So I'm feeling nice and relaxed here after doing some stretches. Second set of the cross body shoulder stretch, bringing my arm out, swinging it nice and slow back across, grabbing it with the other arm, and pressing a nice shoulder stretch. There's different things you can do. You can press your shoulder out and bring your shoulder in with the other arm to deepen the stretch across the shoulder, or you can just kind of rotate or press the hand and put the shoulder further away from your ear, the one that's stretching. There's different things you can do. Stretch it in slightly different ways, whatever works best for you. For me, I play tennis. I'm going to look for the stretch that's best, what I think is best for my tennis arm here. I'm going to hold for 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And slowly release. Done with this side. Other side. Just bring it out open wide. Boy, even that feels good. It's releasing all the grabbing it with the other arm, bringing it in, stretching that shoulder, holding it there. Once I find a good stretch, holding it there for 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let me tell you something I did yesterday after my leg workout. Since my legs are already loose, I went out and ran a mile. I am definitely feeling more energized now. I mean, there's no way I could have done that at the beginning of the 30 whatever days I'm at, but I'm at day 30 something, working out pretty much every day. If you count weekends that I've skipped the show and done my other activities, it's well past 30. But I'm just gonna count the days that are numbered on the YouTube channel. All of this is posted on my YouTube. Every one of these is posted on the YouTube channel. They're numbered day 1, 2 through. I'm in the 30s now, and yeah, day 1 through 7. Like I said, I got injured a few times. Learned from my mistakes. Chilled out on my exercises a little bit. Increased my strength so far, and now at the end of yesterday's leg workout, I went and ran for a mile. I mean, if it's raining or bad weather or whatever, I'll just you can run in place for like a good 10-15 minutes. I mean, a mile, that mile for me, I went really slow. So I think I did it in like 17-18 minutes, but still it's moving around for 17-18 minutes, even if it's at a slow pace. My goal right now isn't so much for speed, it's to not get injured and build some strength, and in yesterday's case, to do some cardio, which I got in. A lot of this is strength work that I'm doing here. Strength, stretching. You need a balance of both to improve your health, and that's what I'm definitely feeling like I'm doing. But the goal is to you want to balance strength work, cardio work, food. I'm doing a 40-40-20 split on my diet. 40% protein, 40% carbs, 20% fat. I'm trying to do that. Not doing it perfectly. But truth be told, it's quite a bit better than what I was doing before, which was no dieting whatsoever. I was just eating whatever was there. Wasn't thinking about it, wasn't looking at it. I was just eating this stuff. And obviously it wasn't doing me any good. And now that I've fixed it a little bit at least, I have room. I have like my eyes set on doing a little bit more. So once I lose a certain amount of weight, I can probably rejigger this 40-40-20 to something that's a little bit better, that will make it easier for me to drop even more weight. But for now, the 40-40-20 is feeling pretty good, so I'm going to stick to it. Next up is cross-body arm swings. Okay, I have a bunch of notes here I'm gonna read out. Inhale and lift arms out to the sides. I'm only gonna do it with one arm because this arm's occupied. Squeezing the shoulder blades together, so squeeze the shoulder blades together. Exhale and bring the arms towards each other. So bring the arms this way. And so basically I'm like flapping my wings here. So I'm gonna have to scooch over a little bit and flap my wings. So here I'm gonna count every time my watch band is up top. So I gotta do 10 reps of this, but it's gonna take 2 swings to get 1 rep. So that's 1 rep, or I'm only gonna count when this guy's on top. So 1, 2, 3. The shoulder blades squeeze to the back, and then the arms swing to the front. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. I'm only counting when this wristband is on top, because the idea is you have to alternate hands underneath, hands up top, like that, kind of alternate like that. That's 1 set. I'm looking to do 3 sets of this, so I'll shake it out a little bit, take a sip of water, and I got 2 more sets of that coming up. I've had a long-standing issue with this particular shoulder, so I might not be swinging to my full capacity because I'm just babying this shoulder. It is, with these 30-something days of exercise, this shoulder is feeling quite a bit better, quite a bit stronger, quite a bit more relaxed. It's improved to the point where I barely feel I have an old injury from, I guess, 15, 20 years ago. I think it was a rotator cuff. I never went to the doctor, unfortunately. So I think it was a rotator cuff injury, but it was a small thing. It wasn't a huge thing, but yet, I still feel it every now and again. And after 30 whatever days, I can still kind of feel it, but I mean, I really got to look for the thing in order to find it. So there's that. 2 more sets of these cross body arm swings. So again, for the cross body arm swings, the trick is when your arms are swung back to try to touch the shoulder blades together, and then going forwards, just swing them loosely in front, getting a nice stretch on your shoulders, and alternate which arm is on top. So I only count the rep when my wristband is up above on the high hand. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There you go. 1 more set of that. I got to loosen up the shoulders a little bit. I mean, there is a strength component in that. It's mostly a stretch. But, I mean, since I'm stretching in this direction, I'm in between sets, I got to stretch in the opposite up and down direction a little bit, just to loosen things up. And got 1 more set of this cross-body arm swings. Here we go. One, 2, 3. Squeeze your scapula or your shoulder blades together. 4. Squeeze. 5. Squeeze. 6. Squeeze. 7. Squeeze your shoulders together. 8. Squeeze. 9, squeeze, squeeze, and 10. All right, that was a good stretch. Whoa, that was a really good stretch. I'm feeling it on this side today. Yeah, it's a very dynamic move. It might have been too much for me, but I'll have to live with it at this point. I'm done with it. All right, next up is a shoulder roll. This is one of my favorites. It's nice and easy. At the same time, I always come out of it with a pretty good sweat. So for the shoulder roll, I stand with my feet about shoulder width apart, knees slightly bent for balance. Ooh, I got a chat before I get started. Let me see what the chat's about. Oh, it's going good. Thanks for coming back. I really appreciate your support. Thanks for your positive comments yesterday towards the end of the show. But yeah, if you're following along, have at it. I'm in the middle of the shoulder rolls right now. And this is one of my favorite exercises because it's nice and easy, but it also gets me sweating a little bit. So for the shoulder rolls, I roll my shoulders in the forward direction for 10, and then I double back the other direction for 10. And it really feels great on my shoulders. Hopefully it'll feel good on yours as well. So here, what I do is I bring my shoulders up towards my ears, forwards towards the front, then down, then shoulders to the back, and back up again for 1. Nice and slow. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now I'm going to reverse that. So for the reverse, I go up to my ears, towards the back of my shoulders, down, and to the front. And up for 10, 9, do your shoulder rolls, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, that's one set. I got a second set coming up. I need a little water. Thirsty. These exercises aren't exactly like killer exercises or whatever, but as I'm squeezing muscles in and out and up and down and left and right, I squeeze a little sweat out, and when I squeeze a little sweat out, I get thirsty. Got to replace the water somehow. I'm actually surprised how thirsty I get when I do the stretching. It almost feels like when I do the stretching, I get thirstier than when I do the leg day or arm day or even core day. Yeah, no, core day I get thirstier, I think, because this is the hardest part. I've always had trouble here in my core. But that's neither here nor there. I think one more set of shoulder rolls. I think my dog has appeared. Is my dog on camera? Yeah, well, my dog could be on camera. He's a good boy. He's a good boy. I think there's a little bit of fur. There's a little bit of fur right there. Right there. All right, he's a good boy. All right, shoulder rolls coming up. Second set. Bringing the shoulders up towards the ears, to the front of the room, down low, towards the back, and back up for 10, and around, nice and slow, for 9, back around, for 8, back around, for 7, back around, for 6, back around, for 5, around, for 4, around, for 3, around, for 2, around, for 1. And now I have my shoulders up. I'm going to reverse direction. I'm going to go up to the back, down to the front, up for 10, back, down, around for 9, 8, 7, nice and slow, trying to feel all those muscles as the shoulders rotate out. 6, I can really feel a lot of these muscles. 5, 4. I wonder if everyone else can feel all the muscles around the shoulders. 3, because I can really feel a lot of these muscles now. Originally on day 1 or whatever I started doing these. 2, 1. I don't think I could feel the muscles with such clarity, but now I'm really feeling it. I have this little muscle man diagram. It's this old diagram that people have on the internet. I just bought one for a couple bucks. And the shoulder muscles, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and a few over here. There's probably about somewhere between a half dozen to a dozen muscles that make up this little motion. And honestly, I think I can feel about, if it's a dozen, I can feel about half of them. If it's only 6 muscles that are going there, I can feel just about all of them. Because as I'm going all the way around, I can feel little bits of like little sparks or whatever as it's going around. I really like that exercise. The more I do it, I've been doing this over the last 30-something days. I've probably done this 5 or 6 times, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little less. And I know that the first time I did it, I didn't feel all the muscles. But now, today, I think I felt a lot of them, like 6, 7 of them. As I was going around nice and slow, I could feel them engage and disengage. It was a little creepy, actually. A little creepy. But I'm a little surprised that I could actually feel them. Next step, I guess, is to build those guys. I think I've built them a little bit, because if I hadn't built them, I don't think I could feel them. So I've built them a little bit, and as time goes on, I'll build them a little bit more. Next stretch up, I'm talking a lot today. Next stretch up is a ragdoll pose. So for the ragdoll, I'm going to need my timer because it says 30 seconds here. I'm going to read off my notes. Place each hand on the elbow of the opposite arm. Crown of the head should point towards the floor. So I'm going to try to bring the top of my head towards the floor and fold over at my hips like a ragdoll, holding my arms like this. But before I do, I'm going to set a little timer. So I'm going to set it for 35 seconds to give myself 5 seconds to get into position. So I'm folding at the hips, and I'm going to start my timer now. I'm going to call time at the end of the 30 seconds. I'm going to start my timer now, so I give myself 5 seconds to get in position. Just got to loosen my shoulders, loosen the top of my head, loosen my ears, loosen my hips. Breathe, keep breathing, trying to deepen the stretch. Loosen the arms, loosen the shoulders, loosen the head and neck. Just loosen everything in the upper body like a rag doll. Breathe and relax. And time. So I'm going to shake out a little bit. That felt great, by the way. It did. A lot of my back muscles, the ones that released the most here just now, felt like my back muscles. And a little bit on my hips, and my core felt like it released a good amount. You got to look for whatever positives you can from any of these exercises. And there's definitely a few places that hit really well with that ragdoll pose. I got 2 more sets of that coming up. Okay. Again, ragdoll pose, top of the head towards the ground, holding the arms like this. As I get closer, I'm going to start my timer for 35 seconds. I got 5 seconds to get in the ragdoll pose. Loosen up the shoulders, loosen up the top of the head, loosen the ears, loosen the shoulders, loosen the hips, loosen the arms, loosen the head, loosen the neck, loosen the neck, loosen the hips, loosen the core even. Feeling the stretch in my hamstrings. That feels great.
and my hamstrings actually. I'm having a hard time talking because I'm bent over, and that's time. I'm going to flail out a little bit here, get some blood back to where things are going, supposed to go. That did loosen up my back quite a bit. It felt great on my hamstrings too. That's a little side benefit for this guy. It after all my body becomes dead weight and comes rushing forward, my hamstrings, it just pulls my hamstrings up and stretches them out nice and good. There's plenty of weight up here to stretch out my hamstrings. One more set of ragdoll pose coming up. These stretches, when I do them, since it's a little late in the day, about halfway into it, I get sleepy. My eyes are trying to fall, like close down. It's like my body, or at least my eyes are saying, end of the day for you, buddy. But I got a little time here. Again, ragdoll pose coming up. Holding my arms together. As I get closer to the ragdoll pose, I'm going to start my 35-second timer. I have 5 seconds to get in position. Holding my elbows, loosening my arms, loosening the top of my head, loosening my shoulders, loosening my ears, my neck, loosening my core, feeling the stretch of my hamstrings, feeling the stretch on most of my upper body here, my neck, my shoulders, my upper back. It's all feeling nice and loose. Feeling some stretching in my hamstrings, stretching in my arms, my neck, and that's time. All right, that was 3 sets of ragdoll pose. Boy, that felt great. Honestly, I feel like I'm breathing easier now after those 3 sets of the ragdoll pose. Yeah, I'm breathing easier. All right, I am running short on time. I've been talking. I have about 20 minutes left and like 8 different things that I wanted to do. So I'm going to skip the one that I'd failed at before because I don't have enough time for. I don't have time for failure tonight. How about that? Next up is thread the needle. For thread the needle, I'm going to get down on all fours, kind of like cat-cow. Yeah, a lot like cat-cow. But instead of doing cat-cows, I'm going to take one of my arms. I'm going to thread it through underneath the other underarm, I guess. And I'm going to try to bring that shoulder towards the ground. I'm going to stretch as far as I can go, which isn't all that far today. And I'm going to hold it for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And slowly come out of it. That stretched my upper oblique over here really well. My upper oblique, maybe towards my back. Maybe the upper oblique, kind of outside oblique goes towards my back. Whatever it is towards my back there, something got a really nice stretch there. So I'm getting back here in the cat-cow position. I'm going to do the other side of the cat-cow. Coming up here, I'm going to thread the needle. Once I get to where I'm going, I'm going to hold for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly come back up. I felt a good stretch. Yep, same spot on the other side. I felt a good stretch. Upper oblique, is it? I'll have to look at my muscle man here. How many of these do I have? Just 2. So I have 1 more set on each side here. I need some water. Yeah, I think I've watched video of this, and I think I'm finally doing it halfway decently. The first few times, I don't think I quite did it right at all, which is okay. I was just building up to doing it better this time. This time, I think mostly went well. Anyways, I felt a great, I don't know what to call it, a pull. It wouldn't be a pull. I didn't pull any muscle. I guess a stretch. And my, not oblique up here, but around the corner, around my back. I'm gonna look at the muscle, man. Maybe there's a muscle that's right here. Latissimus dorsi. Serratus posterior inferior. External intercostal. Okay, one of those guys I just read out, their medical terms. It's the muscle that's back here and back here. Apparently there's a few of them that kind of layer in together. And I don't know which one is the one that I'm feeling, but it's one of those three that I just rattled off the medical name for it. I'm going to call it the upper back obliques. It's probably not a thing. It's just the obliques are here, outer obliques are here. It's around the corner from them. Honestly, I didn't even know I had muscle back there, but apparently I do. Okay, next up, another set of the thread of the needle. Getting in the cat-cow pose. Wrists below shoulders, knees below hips. Threading one arm underneath the other. Feeling a good stretch. Deepening that stretch for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. Other side. Threading the needle. Deepening the stretch. Holding for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And coming back out of it. Whoa, that was great. That is great. I'm sorry, I'm just enjoying that stretch. I'd failed at that particular stretch. I mean, I had failed at this other one that I skipped, but apparently that thread the needle stretch, apparently the last 2 or 3 or however many times, maybe more times, I failed at it pretty good, because this is the first time I've done it, and I think it went kind of like what I saw in the videos. And it really loosened up back here, and of course on the other side as well. I'm really letting that sink in. It feels great. All right, that's it for my upper back stretches. I got a whole bunch of hamstring stretches that I'm probably not going to get a chance to do all of them, because I don't have that much time. I talk through a lot of my time. I'm only holding this to 60 minutes a session, because that's what most people can. If most people can budget about 60 minutes, originally I was using this pull-up bar, but it turns out it's a little bit more advanced than my body is ready for right now, and B, there's a ton of stuff you can do with floor mats, just floor mats. And that's what I'm doing. I also have dumbbells. I was trying to use them once a week. I think I'm going to use them once a week, the dumbbells. Not very heavy ones. I have a 3-pound, 5-pound, and 8-pound dumbbells. And I also have 1-pound dumbbells somewhere else in the house. I'm going to bring those in because I have a little injury in my chest that I'm trying to let heal before I do anything with any real weight on it. So the 1-pound dumbbells will be nice for that next time I do dumbbells. Okay, next one up is the seated forward fold. Just 2 sets of that. Okay. going to bring this down. Seated forward fold. So for the seated forward fold, I'm just bringing my legs straight in front of me. Pointing my belly button right in between my legs here. And I'm going to fold forwards and hold for 8. Once I get to the stretch I'm looking for, I'm going to start counting down from 8. But for the first few seconds, I'm going to look for the stretch, because there's no point in starting to count if I'm not quite stretching the way I think I can. Okay, I think I found some stretch. I'm notoriously bad at these forward stretches, so there's a 9 out of 10 chance that if you're following along, you're going to be doing these better than me. Because I've done these stretches in a gym class, one of the fitness center's classes, and I look around and everyone's stretching better than me. But I got to keep doing this, because otherwise I'll never get better at it. So this is as far as I'm going to go. I'm going to count down from 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. Okay, so I have 6 more hamstring related exercises to go through, and I only have 11 minutes to go through them. So for the most part, I had set aside, I had noted that I was going to do 2 sets of each of these. I'm going to go through all of them, and I'm just going to do 1 set of each. I might not even get through all of them, but I'll just do 1 set. The next one is very similar in any case. It's the same forward fold, except that my legs are in a V shape instead of right down the middle. So you got to V out your legs, belly button's pointing straight to the middle, folding forward, pressing forward, stretching forward, holding for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And done. Again, 9 out of 10 people will be able to stretch forward better than me. That's always been the case. I'm going to try to be better at it. My next goal is 8 out of 10 people will be better than me. Next one is seated static stretch. So this one is fairly similar to the last 2. Instead of both legs being out, just one leg is going to be out. The other one is going to have the figure 4 position. And I'm going to put my belly button over the top of the thigh here, and I'll hold this for an 8 count. So I'm stretching over my belly button over that thigh, finding my stretch. I found the stretch here, holding for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And relax. Switching legs, doing the same with the other leg. Bringing my belly button over top this thigh. Looking for the stretch. Finding the stretch. Holding for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And relax. I found it important to come out of the stretches slowly, even though there's not much to come out of. Coming out of them slowly. If I come out of them fast, I typically feel a shooting pain, or it feels like a shooting star coming out of one of my muscles. Not necessarily the best feeling. It can be interesting at times, but I don't recommend it. So I come out of these things slowly. Okay. There's this thing with a chair right now. I don't want to go get a chair, so I'll just skip to the next exercise or stretch. Lying down stretch. So I'm going to read my notes on this one. Lie straight back, one leg up, slight knee bend, hands wrap around the thigh, slowly straighten the leg, hips stay on floor, hold for 8. So just one leg at a time for this. So here we go. So one leg stays on the ground, the other one, the knee goes up, holding my thigh, so holding behind my thigh here, and then slowly stretching and bringing my leg forward. I feel a big old stretch behind this hamstring and holding for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And slowly release. Other side. Bringing my leg up, knee bent. Once I have my hands around the thigh, slowly bring the leg straight. Feel the stretch. I really feel the stretch. Holding for 8, 7, deepen the stretch. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And relax. All right. I'm only doing one set of these because I'm running low on time here. Let me see. Yeah, I only got a few minutes left here. Next up is the head down stretch. So hands behind, legs shoulder width apart, legs stay straight, bend forward at the hips, tuck the chin, hold for 10. Oh, hold for 8. Hold for 8. I'm tired. 10 looks like 8 for some reason. So I'm going to have to read that again when I get up here because I am feeling a little tired. Excuse me. Head down stretch. Hands behind. I'm holding my hands together behind me. Legs shoulder width apart. I got that. Legs stay straight, bending forward at the hips, tucking my chin. And this is called the head down stretch because my head's going to be down. So getting to it. I'm bending at the waist. Chin is tucked. Head is pointing down. Knees slightly bent just to protect the knees and keep my balance. And once I find my stretch on my hamstrings, I'll count down from 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And relax. Honestly, I love that stretch. I'm going to do that a second time. I've got time for it. I'm going to stretch the other way a little bit, just for a couple seconds here, and get back to it. Head down stretch, holding my hands behind me, knees slightly bent to protect the knees and to keep balance. Feeling the stretch of my hamstrings, head down, chin tucked, holding for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And done. All right, that's good for that one. Last exercise for the evening is the scissor stretch, 2 each side. So it's the same one as I just did, the same as the head down stretch, except my legs are scissored. When my legs are scissored, the front one, I didn't know this at first, but I know it now. I've done this enough times with the legs scissored, the feet about 2 feet forward and backward from each other. The front one gets all the stretch. So my hands are together. I bend at the hips. Head goes down. Trying not to fall. Head down. Bending at the hips. Bending at the waist. Having a hard time with my balance, but feeling a good stretch on my hamstring, holding for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. and back up. Switching legs. Hands still behind my back. Feet about two feet apart, one in front of the other. This other front leg's gonna feel the stretch. Bringing my head down, breathing deeply, feeling the stretch, bending of the hips, holding, definitely feeling the stretch in my hamstring. Holding for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming back up. Now for all these leg stretches, apparently I had talked too much. I had planned for 2 sets of them. I only did 1 set of them. That's all I had time for tonight. My name is JC. This has been Dad Bod with JC. If you're following along, please give a like, give a subscribe, give a follow, whatever. Give a comment if you got one. Whatever works best for you. JC, this is Dad Bod with JC. I like to finish off with a forward fold, so I'll just do a quick forward fold and cut the camera. Feeling a stretch of my hamstrings, my shoulders, my back, my arms a little bit. Feeling great, actually. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.